Felix here, and the Russia story is a potential black swan, or is it a white swan event for the market, and what does it actually mean? Well, when it started kicking off, people were saying to me, look, is this going to really tank the markets on Monday? And I was thinking, you know what, I'm not going to put out a video and speculate pointlessly. I'm going to wait till we actually have some news, maybe till Monday morning, but now it's Sunday evening and things have sort of solidified, so I think it's a good time to do it. Plus tomorrow I'll be on a plane. We both will be. I'll let you know where we're going tomorrow. So what does it mean? Right, so we've had a quick run through, if you didn't follow the news and you are living under a rock. The Wagner chap, who's essentially a mercenary who's been fighting for Putin with inmates who were released and largely slaughtered, but he still has about 25,000 of them in this horrific war. And he basically said, I'm not going to put my gang of conscripts, or whatever you want to call them, inmates, under Russian government control. And he turned his tanks towards Moscow, drove up the road. They have a nice highway that leads there, and about 200 miles away from it, he turned around because a peace deal had been brokered by the Belarusian president to essentially allow things to go on, and his kind of act of potential coup d'etat was sort of forgiven, and Winston has to lie down on the severity of that piece of news. Now, how does it mean for markets? Right, think this one through. Putin somewhat weakened, right? The desire to fight this pointless war in the Ukraine perhaps a little softened, and that could just be the moment where Russia actually starts to negotiate, and where China exerts some pressure, and Europe might come to its senses and say, let's stop sending as much ammunition as we are and instead put some pressure on both sides to come to a deal. So if we do get some sort of brokered, at least a ceasefire, and some sort of drawn line in the sand somewhere, then a year ago that would have been massively deflationary. Because a year ago, oil was at $100 and it would have dropped oil prices probably by $20. Now oil prices are at, I don't know, 69 or something last time I checked. So I don't think it'd have a big impact. Why not? Because I don't think Russia will run out and sell oil and gas to Europe, because they've found new buyers in India and in China and anybody else who buys anything from India. And that's how it gets channeled and funneled back into the markets. So I don't think it'll actually have that big of an impact. There'll be a little bit of a dip. And then I would probably be quite happy to buy the commodity dip. So a slight dip, I'd say, and it'll probably go back up. Now, for markets, broadly speaking, uncertainty isn't a good thing. So Monday might feel a little more volatile, a little bit more shaky, good for us options traders, a bit more volatility. But I don't think it'll have as big as an impact as people think. Now, what's the second scenario? Well, a coup, a change of leadership in Russia, replacing Putin with, a real thug. Would that be any better? Probably not. Would that end the war in Ukraine? Well, possibly. Again, yes, because if you just got handed the keys to the Russian oil and diamond and everything else, raw material billions, you'd probably be rather busy enriching yourself, and you wouldn't be quite as keen on killing people. And I think, therefore, again, you might get some sort of peace deal. So I think there is some hope here that this war doesn't turn into Afghanistan 20 years down the line, a complete waste of lives all around, but actually something a little bit shorter, just because Russia feels a little bit weaker. But there is an old adage that says Russia isn't quite as strong as she looks, and she's never as weak as she appears. And I think that's still very much true. So from a market point of view, I think watch out Monday morning. Futures, watch out for VIX, watch out for commodity prices, particularly oil and gas, and grains, because Ukraine is a massive grain supplier for the world. Winston says, don't sweat the small stuff. Subscribe to the channel. I won't be live Monday morning, but we'll be putting out a video as we hop on a plane and let you know what we make of it, and also what trading opportunities there are. But with these kind of things, I'd always watch it play out a little bit, let the dominoes, the chips fall before you place your trades, rather than jump in and go, it's definitely going to do this or the other. But at the moment, I think the worst case scenario is nothing changes at all and the war rages on as it has, in which case, again, nothing really changes for the market. So an interesting watch to watch for sure. And I wish you a beautiful day, wherever you may be.